Alrighty, so this is my custom adventure, as I'll refer it as such. This is starting off from just, getting my starter. However, I already have a team pre-selected behind the scenes, obviously. If you're one of these anti-cheater by all means type of people that can't handle a little bit of extra fun, then fuck off, because you're gonna be morally offended because I'm using cheats. Because you're on your fucking high horse and shit and can't get off that and get the stick out of your ass thinking you're better than everyone else. Anyway, I've had this game since I was literally 8 years old, and now I am 33. So, needless to say, I played this game like no other on my Game Boy Color all the way through my Game Boy Advance SP. So that stated, obviously I've beaten this game millions of times over, legitimately. So what I like to do from time to time is just have a game save and play it my way, the way that I imagine and almost, I want to say, fantasized about as, an 8-year-old or 9, or even as a teenager. I was like, that'd be so fucking cool if I could start out with fucking Mew or Squirtle or Articuno, And so, since that point, I've since discovered the Game Shark and all this other crap, right? And so I always wanted to have that fantasy, or whatever you want to refer it to, fulfilled. So what I did was, what I'm doing now. I played around with the Game Shark and I found out ways where I could have my own starters be whatever I want them to be, and start out and have all that I'll ever need from the very beginning and start my adventure. And so that's what I'm doing. This obviously is not the first time that I've done this. If you've seen any of my other Pokemon videos, you see that I kind of do this every now and then quite often. And I have a really fun time doing it, because it's not me saying I am the best fucking video gamer, I'm the best Pokemon player out there, while using cheat codes. I'm not that person. What I am doing, though, is just enhancing the gameplay for fun. I am playing the way that I wanted to since I was just a wee little person, and having a good time doing it. Video games are supposed to be for fun. It shouldn't feel like a friggin' exam or the hardest thing in your life. You're supposed to play it the way that you want to play it and have fun. That's the main point. That's the number one goal, is to have fun. And if you're one of those that are just so against cheating that even if you're doing it for good purposes, like just having fun, well, you need to get the stick out of your ass and your superiority complex taken care of. But nevertheless, I just wanted to make it clear that I'm not stating I'm the fastest speedrunner out there. I'm not stating that I am the best Pokemon game player or anything like that. I'm just letting you guys know I'm doing this as just a fun little side task, or just for fun, just for the shits and giggles of it. So anyway, because of the fact that I've played this game for so long and I'm beating it so many times, I just like to switch it up every now and then. So that's what I'm doing. So because of that, I have my pre-selected team. I just think that Lapras is pretty cool. Raikou is my Thunder guy. I like having a Gen 1 person, especially a starter, with me to team up with my Gen 2 starter. Articuno is my favorite, so that's kind of the logic behind that. Mildly training Mew right now. for the up-and-coming rival battle, and then of course when the gym battle comes up, I'll be more than prepared for that. At this point I could probably beat the first gym leader anyway, but it's all good. Now, the logic behind having the elemental punches plus psychic on a Mew is the exact same reason for why people do it for Kadabra or Alakazam. It's the meta strategy. More or less, Mew is my Alakazam. Because if you play it legitimately, which up to you to do that, if you get to Goldenrod and get a Abra, train it to a Kadabra and find a way to trade it and then get it back so you can have yourself an Alakazam, go to the Goldenrod area and then get it the elemental punches and confusion, you're set, because you'll rarely find anything that is not weak to at least one of those punches or psychic. So I'm just kind of training my ace real quick here. Obviously the rival battle here is gonna go by real easy because of Thunder Punch. Just one example of what I'm talking about here. You know, obviously I have elemental supers, you know, effective advantages when doing this strategy, and is gonna carry me throughout most of it. If I just and only was to use Mew, I could literally beat the game simply from that, but you know, I just want to switch it up, so I'll use other guys as well. Alright, time to get on my bicycle. Let's go. Alright, so we get on over here, go through the same old as per usual. Column A, because fuck it. Yeah. And of course heal up. Got the Pokeballs, and now I'm officially set and ready. I already got to level 9. I guess I'll just do level 10 real quick. Just kind of grinding out level 10, because fuck it. Why not? Because, as you know, levels matter, more or less. I'll be well ahead of the game, as it were, by having a level 10. So just that alone guarantees that I'll win, more or less, at least this beginning part. I guess I'll do some grinding and get these guys up to level 10 as well. Alright, did some grinding, now we're ready to move on. Obviously the next objective is to beat the gym leader, as we did the little mini quest. So, on to the next. Usually I would catch a Pidgey here, but not this time. Alrighty. Just realized my Cyndaquil's still there. Oop. Okay, now that my guys are all level 10s, and I got my guy here, I guess we go and get this done. Get on the bicycle. Yippee-ki-yay my ass over here. And go on over here and verse this fella. The first Pokemon battle. Alrighty. Good old Joey. Not to be confused with Yu-Gi-Oh's Joey. Alright. Doesn't matter, I guess. But yeah, I'd always thought it would be really cool. Friggin' Mew to start out the game with, or any of these others like Articuno. I always thought that'd be just so fucking cool. Especially having a Generation 1 starter. Ever since I realized that there were Generation 1 starters, such as other trainers using them, I was like, why can't I have one? Of course, back in the Game Boy Color days, I'd use my yellow version to get Generation 1s over onto my silver version. But that's a whole other thing, obviously. That was well after I beat the Elite Four and Red, even. Like, by the time I got yellow version, I had completely destroyed and dominated all that was and is silver version. But it was still cool that I was able to at least trade them using a cable to silver version regardless, so I thought it was worth it. But nowadays, obviously, I don't have to depend on that. Alright, moving on along. Oh boy, don't want to verse this guy starting out with him. We'll go with Raikou. Why not? Using some diversity here, I guess. I just like the color blue. I like ice. I like cyan in general. I just like everything about, I guess, the winter look or color, however you want to put it. And back in the day, it was a good idea to come here just so you could get a Geodude. So when you went to go versus the first gym leader, you'd have a pretty defensive guy, a tank as it were. But unfortunately, you have to verse a lot of Zubats too. We're not about that life though. Alright, so moving on along. Come here, verse this guy. Freeze him into eternity. La-da. Alright. What I could do is either use my ace and overpower him, which I'll probably just do because Mew is kind of the main person that I'm centering this video around anyway, idea-wise, when I first came up with the idea to do this. So yeah, why not? I'll just fire punch my way through all that. The things we do to get Flash. Alright, get my way through that, level up again. Hell yeah. I remember when I had my Cyndaquil, I actually had Ember by this time, and I was just like living it up because of that. I was like, oh hell yeah, this is like a free XP event, more or less, because I was just beating these guys up, and so I was leveling just like I am with Mew at a really, really high rate of speed, so it kind of made my first time ever pretty damn easy, I'd say. A nice little introductory to it, as it were, about the importance of super effectivity. Alrighty, and so now we go and versus this guy so we can get Flash, and then I'll get that escape rope. Alrighty, Ice Punch, level up again, Fire Punch, got Flash, got the escape rope, we're all good to go. Oh yeah, that's right, I did kind of skip this guy, didn't I? Alrighty. So from here, now that I've leveled up my Mew a good amount, obviously I'm overpowered for this first gem, but it is what it is. Can't really expect anything different with how I'm playing it. If you're gonna have a friggin' Mew with the elemental punches, there's nothing more you can really expect. Alrighty. Obviously, I'm just gonna Ice Punch my way through all these guys. Hell, I could Thunder Punch my way through them too. As such, that is super effective as well. So I have double the advantage, along with now being level 15. Ice Punch. Alright. Cool, cool, cool. I wonder how Whitney's gonna be. Alright, Faulkner. Time to get fucked. Good luck. Get good. Now, I will admit, when I first versed Faulkner way back in the day, I barely made it out because of that damn Pidgeotto. But I got smarter about how I went about doing things, so I learned real quick, just because you have some levels doesn't save you from being hit with super effectiveness. That is for sure. Because he lowered my accuracy so much that it really fucked with me. But luckily I did come out the winner, so I made sure to grind even more. Ironically. So I spent a lot of time just kind of training in the grass, grinding it out. But now I know I don't have to be like level 30 and versing the second gym leader kind of thing, but you know. It was my first time ever. You know, everyone does things differently, especially when they don't know anything about anything, and we didn't have the internet like we do now, and so I just had to figure it out on my own in my own way, and I went the super safe way, I guess. But all's well. I lived, I learned. Alright, from here we're gonna get that damn egg, so I got to return somebody. Well, I'll just do that real quick. Fuck Togepi. I don't want Togepi. Hell to the nah. See what I mean? I was thinking about using Alakazam I even readied him up with the moves. But I was like, nah. And then I was thinking about Mewtwo, and I was like, nah, I've done something like that before. So I decided to go with Mew. So remember, everyone, Mew is my Alakazam. Okay, so got Cyndaquil back. Okay, got my team back. Alright, from here we go down. Gotta go through that cave and level up again. The advantages of super effectivity, I'll tell you. I'm kind of cheesing my way through it, I know. It's Friday, so I could get a lap press if I wanted. I remember when I first discovered this old rod, I was like thinking it was so cool. And then I went to get Magikarp and then got Gyarados, and I didn't realize there'd be a red one later on, but considering Gyarados is what it is, I was like, oh hell yeah. Let's see, since it is Friday, why not start using the Lapras? Fuck it. Fridays are for lap presses, I'll tell you what. Hell to the yeah. Making motherfuckers flinch. Hell yeah. Okay, and now the Cave of Damnation. I remember when I very first time going through this cave, and I versed this guy. I was not expecting it to be as difficult as it was, because he had a friggin' Onyx, as you can see. Defensive motherfucker that he is. Great against physical attacks, that is for sure. I ended up using my Geodude to get my way through this when I was younger. So, brings a lot of fond memories back, that's for sure. Yeah, and the Geodude versus Geodude battles took forever because all I had was Tackle. Oh my god. It took forever and a half to get through this cave. And then of course I had to go to the Poke Center all the time because of how long it took, and yeah. Good times, good times. Oh shit. Alrighty, Vulpix. Yep. Alright, and then for those that remember this unfortunate situation, I was almost one of the victims to this guy because of this particular battle. You know, you're just getting out of the cave and you're low on HP or whatever, and then this fucker sends out Geodude at level 11 with a secondary, which you think, oh, maybe it'll be another, you know, Geodude or something, but it's like, nope. Obviously, it's not going to be so bad this time. I just get so many memories, it's crazy. But yeah, this particular Machop caught me off guard, because I was like, Machop? I figured it would be another Geodude. But that was not to be. Pretty good Machop for what it's worth, I mean, if you really think about it. I mean, I'm 2 levels higher and whatnot. Yeah, it's a strong physical attacker. And it had a super effective on me too. But I got stab on my side. Alright. And then we come up to here and start the sequence for the next gym battle. Alright, so I guess get this guy up here for a little bit. It took me so long to figure out that I needed to talk to Kurt when I was little to start the sequence, but you know, I was young, I didn't know what the hell to do. But eventually I figured it out. Oh yeah. That's what's up. Okay, probably shouldn't be using Cyndaquil without Ember. Maybe use Raikou. Yeah, that's more like it. On the road again. Trying to semi-level up most of my people to be within the same area. Don't want to be too reliant on one in particular, but that usually ends up being the case. It is what it is, though. This is just for fun. See ya! Nice. Wow, those are some balanced stats. Jesus. Alright, cool, cool, cool. Alrighty, now heal up real quick. Go get cut. Oh, that's right, the rival battle. Wrong time to be versing me, homie. Oh yeah, that's right, by this point. This, I actually remember my first time accidentally running into this fella. I actually lost because it was after the gym battle. Good times, good times. For this particular area, I want to do this so I can get it done and over with. It's more or less a puzzle. not that difficult compared to, say, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, but, you know. That's what I remember being the most difficult puzzle for me, was that. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. And Seasons was pretty good too, but I definitely was partial to Era of Ages, not Time. Jeez, Ages. Can't get my shit straight. Alright, so what I always did with my Cyndaquil was give it cut. Even when I was in the Elite Four, my Typhlosion would have cut, you know, so I just keep doing the same thing as it pertains to my Cyndaquil. My childhood strategy more or less stays with me and it works, so, you know, why not? If it works, it works. This would be a good way to kind of level them up, since they won't have any super effectiveness to me. There we go, that's what I was waiting for. Now I can really level up. Quickly heal up, that way I can afford mistakes if any are made. But now that I have Ember, I should be breezing right through this gem. Easy peasy. Hell yeah. Domination of thy nation. Nice. 15. Ooh. Hell yeah. I remember the first time I evolved Cyndaquil, I was like, holy shit. Holy shit. Like the WWE does. Holy shit. Holy shit. Good times, good times. Alright. Now we're to the gym leader number 2. Obviously this is gonna be more or less the easiest gym battle that I'll have ever. I can't remember a easier gym battle than this one, more or less. It's just made to be that way, I think. Unless you're starting with Chikorita, or worse yet, Totodile. Then there could be a little bit of a challenge, depending on your moveset and whatnot. But I prefer fire, so it works out. Hail to the yeah, hail to the yeah. Scyther doesn't do much. Now, I remember when I was younger, I wanted a Scyther really badly, but that wasn't ever to be. It's funny how they kind of teased us with these really cool Pokemon for the gym leaders or otherwise, or even with the trainers for that matter. Only for the game not to let us get it, or if we were to get it, it would be very, very difficult to get it. Such as Pinsir, for another instance. You know, really wanted him, but damn bug catching contest and shit. Alright. Second gem leader down. Alright, now we can move on to the next area. It should be a good one. Should be relatively easy as well. Okay, so now I can finally use cut. Get through that. Skip the Celebi event. Ha ha ha. Skip the headbutt guy. And make my way up here. Get Sweet Scent just because. And now I'm in Goldenrod. Oh wow, I just beat a Sandshrew. Oh, wow, okay. Didn't mean to do that, but beat a Sandshrew with freaking fire attack. Okay, that makes sense. Alrighty. May as well try to level up my Squirtle, get him evolved. Oop. Oh well. Gotta move Squirrel to first place now. My bad. Gonna have me a War Turtle. Of course I'd be versing. Crap. Well, that still worked out, okay. See? Bulbasaur, the Generation 1 starter, and you're just like, how can I get one? And then you realize the only way you can get one is if you do a link cable trade. And you're like, well, that's fucked. You know, so as a kid, I'm thinking, well, shit. They get to have a Generation 1 starter. How cool would it be if I could start out with a Generation 1 starter, you know? And that's what started my whole thought process way back then of, you know, I want to have Generation 1 starters as my Generation 2 starter kind of thing. It kind of more or less made it into what I'm doing now. And it's even better because I am doing Bulbasaur versus Squirtle of all things. So it's like a rival battle in that way. But yeah, I saw, you know, Bulbasaur and I was like, well, fuck, I want, you know, a Bulbasaur on my team. So, yep. It just sucks that they made it so you couldn't, you know, mix the two in with each other per se. Because especially if you're coming off of yellow version or red version or whatever, then you're really nostalgic for your Generation 1 starters. But that wasn't the case for me. It was simply for the fact that I wanted to have, you know, what I was seeing in the Indigo League when I was watching that on TV. But I could definitely see it being more of an issue for the red, yellow, blue version people, because they started out the game with them three, and it'd make even more sense. Oh wow, that sucks. That they would want it on Generation 2. But, you know, I guess it is what it is. Can't help it. All that matters, I guess, at this point is, hey, I'm getting to do it now. And I get to do it whenever I want as an adult. So, you know, it kind of worked out for me. Yeah, there are a few more trainers actually. Never mind. Oh shit. That's right, I forgot. Yeah, actually, I know what I'm gonna do. Since I'm not using any of the others, what I'll do is that, and then 1 and 2, and then put them in here. Hell yeah. Putting a Mewtwo in the fucking daycare center, what the fuck? That's priceless. And I remember messing around with the daycare center as a kid too. Because I didn't know, you know, the meta strategy for how that all went either. So I just kind of chose whoever I wanted and put them in there for some free leveling more than anything else. And then when I learned about the egg system, then I started to play around with that. Nothing too serious, of course. I just wanted to try to get some baby Pokemon or get another starter. So Quilava with Ditto, so I could get another Cyndaquil, which means I could get another Typhlosion, you know, that sort of thing. To just beef up my team that much more with 2 starters of the same type. But that was just, you know, me knowing just the little bit that I did and trying to make the best of it. I didn't know you could verse these guys until nighttime. I unexpectedly ended up battling this guy one time because I just started talking to everybody and it was nighttime and I was trying to find some new dialogue and seeing if there were any items that were going to be given out, and next thing I know I'm being in a battle. So, you know, I didn't realize this until well after the Elite Four, mind you. That's how far behind I was. Like, with how ignorant I was, I guess you could say, even. And he's a level 17. Jeez, oh peas. Why is this so difficult? Just trying to level up my Squirtle to a war turtle, man. Then of course the phone system. This was my first guy that I got a number 2 and whatnot. So there's some fond memories of that. Well, that's rude. He's trying to... That's funny. Alrighty, 14. Nice, nice. Let's get his number. For old time's sake. Alright, so from here is where you'd want to start the meta strategy for those that are playing completely legit, zero cheap style. You can either get Abra from this grass patch down here, or you can do it through the casino, because, well, that's just what it is. So you get enough coins and you go over here and there's Abra, and it's really, really cheap. 200 coins. You could actually buy that relatively easy. But the main event, for obvious reasons, when I was little, was wanting that Dratini so I could get a Dragonite. But Yeah. I didn't understand that this game corner was going to be so difficult, but yeah, so if you are willing to spend roughly $4,000, you could get yourself an Abra. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So $4,000, get the coins, come over here. Get the Abra. Obviously you're gonna need, space, because it just won't get put to your PC, but yeah, that would be the start, and then after that you would come down here and go 6th floor, I do believe. Nah, damn. 5th floor. Then you buy these 3. Electric Punch, Fire Punch, Ice Punch. Teach it to the Abra and you are set. You start training that Abra like hell, and you'll just win the game. I mean, you may as well just consider yourself winning already. And it just became daytime, even though it's 4 in the morning. So that's interesting. I guess that's how they have it set. Okie dokie. Next up, obviously, is Whitney, the most egregious gym leader ever. Just like a lot of us 90s kids, she was a nightmare. I'm not saying that for the funny ha ha ha, I'm fitting in with everyone else because everyone else is making a thing of it. No, I actually had a legitimately difficult time versing Whitney, and it was my very first, big time loss. Because I thought I'd be able to go in there with my overpowered Quilava and roll right through her, but I ended up getting rolled on instead. Because after Clefairy, that damn Miltank and its rollout was super effective against me. So I grinded and grinded and grinded and still had the most difficult of time. So I ended up doing the trade and getting that Machop, and then through my over-leveled Quilava in addition to Machop, I was able to finally do it, but it took me a really long time before I actually beat Whitney. It was terrible. It was definitely an unexpected spike in difficulty that I did not see coming. I'll just put it that way. So I learned pretty fast that it's not always just about the levels. I mean, yes, it helps tremendously, obviously, but it's not just that. Sweet. Another win. One more level and I should have myself a War Turtle. Uh-oh. Okay, cool. Hit him with... Oh, fuck. Quit it. There we go. I'm just waiting for that thunder. Alright, cool. Let's get me a War Turtle. Hell yeah. There we go. We're doing it. Good shit. War turtle. Alright, got that done. So we got 16, 18, 13, 17. Nice, nice, nice. Continuing on. Ah, good times. I wish I could have had this experience when I was younger. Just being able to use just whatever Pokemon like this, man, this would have been so cool. Alrighty, Diglett, so I can definitely go back to Wartortle. Ooh, hitting me with that, oh man, that's a strong attack if you know how to use it properly, or you have a really high level. I remember my Graveler would use it pretty damn well. Alrighty. Nah. Magmar. Yeah, that's another guy I wanted along with Electabuzz, but ha ha ha, once again, the game teases you. It's like you're not gonna get a Magmar anytime soon. Alright, cool, cool, cool. Fire vs. Water, classic battle. Level 18. You. Well, I can't verse this guy now because it's no longer nighttime. Oh well. Keep forgetting I have a bicycle already, jeez. Now, these guys can be difficult if you're not expecting them, or you don't have the right guys for them. If I remember right, I think it was the second guy. He put up quite a challenge. Yeah, because this guy obviously is easy. Ah, that's where it is. Okay, so it was the Kadabra that got me. Okay, so it was this guy and the other guy, but it was only the Kadabra for this fella. Okay, it's coming back to me. Damn confusion. Yep, that's what gets me is the confusion shit. Lowering my accuracy. See, that's what was, yeah, just as difficult as I remember it being. Jeez, oh peas. What a trade-off of battle there. And this dude catches you off guard. Fucking Ember. Yeah, if you don't have fire type, you're gonna have a hard time with this guy. See, I just got done with that Kadabra battle, so then I ended up having to verse Tangela. And that's why it made this second battle here so difficult. But I was semi-expecting it, so thankfully I was able to heal up. Alright, so at this point I need to beat the gym leader in order to get past that, so just beat this guy real quick, go through here, beating the trainers, so they're all taken care of. Now, of course, heal up because I'm about to verse Whitney. This is not going to be fun. I'm going to end up having to use my ace, obviously. Unless I get really, really lucky. Nice. Alright, level 20. Cool, cool, cool. Go back to the War Turtle here. That's right, a combination of Generation 1 and 2, trying to get them both to be about the same. So in a way, I'm having both generations working together in unison to defeat this game in this region. At least that's kind of how I'm looking at it. See how many times I'd have to be going back to the damn Pokemon Center? We'll see what this does. Yeah. Alright. Now this person... Oh crap. Well, that was rude. Oh wow. Okay. Put me to sleep and disabled. Oh, that's crazy. Did not expect that. Every now and then I'll still be caught off guard and surprised by something to pull off. Nice. Pretty well balanced, I'd say. Okay. Go heal up and get everything restored real quick, because now it's time for the actual battle. The gym leader battle, which we all know I'm gonna have to rely on Mew for, but I'll try to do it semi-legit. But it's all good. I'll start out like I always do with my good old Quilava for the good time's sake. Alrighty, here we go. Fucking Whitney. You think, oh, 2 Pokemon, and she's supposed to be just normal types? Oh, no problem. It'll be easy. Well, let me tell you what. Oh, nice. Alright, so I'm gonna try to be semi-intelligent and kind of sacrifice, in a way, Quilava. I'm surprised that there isn't any rollouting going on here. Anyways, there we go. I'm gonna sacrifice my Quilava here by lowering the defense as much as I can. I'm getting really lucky, actually. Wow. Yeah, that'll probably be my last time here, is this last Leer. Yeah, That's what I figured. Alright, now that I've lowered his defense down a decent amount, let's see what my War Turtle can do. Tackle him. Physical attack. Jesus Christ. Yeah, this isn't going to go very well, is it? Not at... Oh, fuck you. Oh my god, here we go all over again. Yeah, Raikou isn't going to do much better against the rollout. Yup. Just as I thought. I guess Lapras. We'll go with Bite. Ah, even though it's super... Oh yeah, Lapras is kind of tanky in a way. Nice. But it does get stronger over time. Can I flinch a motherfucker? Guess not. And of course it's a critical hit, no less. Alright, well, we're getting down to it. Ah, here's a way to stop the rollout. If I survive it, and I don't. Of course it's another critical fucking hit. Are you kidding me? Wow. More or less forcing me to do this. Ay, ay, ay. Well, there we go. And so ends the reign of terror of that damn Miltank. Son of a bitch. Damn, that was well-rounded. Alright. Well, you beat the gym leader, Whitney. She cries. And you can come back immediately and do that. Hell to the yeah. And now we can move on. And again, because I was so young and I didn't really understand the depth of, you know, what a video game could be, because this was, I think, my first one, other than, I think, some PlayStation 1 games like Doom and Twisted Metal, that I didn't really realize, you know, that there's little puzzles that games can have. And one of them is this part here, where you have to search for the secret to get past Sudowoodo, but also, of course, to get the bicycle. So, of course, I want to do that. Showing us two now, that's funny. But yeah, so at the time I didn't realize that it was in the same city, but after a long time, I finally went and talked to these people, and a new dialogue came up, and I was like, holy crap. I was so relieved when I figured it out finally to just get this person. And now we can go to the Sudowoodo. And since I've already defeated all these trainers, it should not be an issue to get there. Gnarly. Hell yeah. And then, of course, I did everything in my power to make sure I caught this guy, because I thought I would be like a semi-legendary or something like that. And so for old time's sake, let's do it again. Obviously, I'm not going to use it or anything, but yeah. Then it, of course, unlocks this area, so you can easily go between these two. So, you have this whole area back, so you can easily go between these two. Okay, now that grinding and training is out of the way, I can move on. Let's do this. Alright, so obviously I want to get fly now, so I'm going to have to deal with that whole deal or mess at the tower and all that. And I'm one level away from leveling up both my Squirtle and Quilava, or Wartortle, Jesus. It's definitely 4:58 in the morning. Although, there we go. Just bring it, motherfucker. Oh yeah. Your water type versus my water type. I'll tell you what. Damn, son. This otherwise would have been pretty challenging, but not really now. Nice. That for alligator is something to deal with, though. Help give it that good old earthquake. Even though it's floating. Pokemon logic, though. Yo. Just for some extra experience points. There we go. Aw, hell yeah. I figure I'll wait to get Quilava up when I can do Wartortle. Ideally, I want to do it at the same time. So I'll have to time that out. So 1,982 and 3,000. Okay, so I'll just have to time that out, I guess. Hopefully I can pull that off. That'd be cool. This fucker. Fucking whooper. Fuck you and your Flaffy. Can't touch this. No, 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 no. All these trainer battles is making it real easy to prepare to hopefully double level. Okay, so just 475 left. Okay. Oh, Farfetch'd, nice. Ooh, we're cutting it close now, aren't we? Yeah, 261. Okay. Okay. So there's that. So switch it. Very nice. Digging it. You're welcome, bike shop. Of course it'd be a Magnum. Okay. We'll just go and burst these guys down here. That should be plenty. Getting there, getting there. Come on. There we go. Alright, let's see. 423. Weird. The encounter rate must be like low as shit for this patch of grass. Oh, wow, a Miltank. Interesting. Ah, crap. Okay. Ah, fuck it. Level him up into a Blastoise. Hell yeah. Got a motherfucking Blastoise. Okay. Now it's time to get me a Typhlosion, I'll tell you what. Double evolution into their third form. Hell yeah. Cool, cool, cool. Yep, now it's time to deal with the lighthouse stuff. But get me this. Strength. Nice, nice. Heal up real quick. I already got Surf. So, yeah, fuck it. That's right. Okay. Now here, pretty simple. Should I? Nah. Hitmonlee. Good stuff. Machop. Machoke, okay. This is usually where I would use my Pidgeot, because I'd have my Pidgey, of course, in the beginning. By this point, I'd have him to his, I'd have Pidgeotto evolve into Pidgeot by this point, and I'd be using Wing Attack and Fly on these guys, but obviously I don't have Pidgeot. Instead, I got Articuno, but, it's all good, though. Cool. They're the same level now. Alright, time for the gym leader. Here we go. Up, and away. And it's a critical hit, no less. Damn. That's how it's done. Cool shit. I depended a lot on Pidgeot back in those days for that particular gym battle. Okay, so now that we got Fly, I can just fly back here after the lighthouse scenario. I just needed it for the sake of easy transportation. Okay, so now we deal with the lighthouse stuff, which we made much faster now because of the fact that I have Fly. Hell yeah, boy. This is how we do it. You gotta spam me with the Pidgeys, man. You should have at least a Pidgeotto if you're this far in, but I guess they're just using fodder. These elementals, I'm telling you, they really do come in handy. Easy experience, easy experience. Alright. And we go up here, one last battle. Easy peasy. Alright, don't have to battle them anymore. So now we can just go like that. Fly to there. Heal up. Then go down here. And then simply fly back without having to deal with the gym leaders thing, because it's already taken care of. That's why I figured, you know, just fuck it, you know, makes it that much faster sequentially. Alrighty. Now you can finally verse her. And so, once again, fire type will reign supreme. Jasmine. Steel types. Alright. Flame wheel a motherfucker. And then hit him as hard as I can with this flame wheel, that's for sure. Hell yeah. Nailed it. Alright, cool. Alright, now that should be everyone. Yep. Now I can finally verse the last gym leader. But wait. They want to have you XP farm one last time before versing the last gym leader. So you just go goldenrod and then you start beating these guys up. That's the best way I can put it to you. Because by this point you're pretty high leveled up, so these guys are basically like nothing. As you can tell, I'm just beating these guys with simply fucking using flame wheel and cut. More embarrassing is I'm using cut. I mean, what the hell? Like, I just one-hit Rattata and Zubat with friggin' cut. That's wild. Oh yeah, level 40. Crap. Nice, nice, nice. Oh man. Basement key. Side quest. What? It's actually more of a main storyline quest, but I consider these like side quests. Yeah, you can tell I've done this way too often. Jeez. Missed the mark on that one. Okay. Now we go here. But wait, there's a rival battle though. This one I didn't expect either, and I'm pretty sure I either lost or came super close to losing, because I did not expect the rival to show up here. Much less with these levels, you know. And a friggin' Feraligatr. One. Two. And three. EXP, EXP, EXP. Oh crap. Damn, I went through that many of them already. That's crazy. Okay. I guess I gotta make a quick trip, don't I? Or actually, no. Yeah, I guess that's, yeah, that'll do. One, two, three. I remember how it took forever back in the day for me to figure that one out. I mean, as you can tell, even nowadays I still get kind of whoopsie-daisy about it. Okay. Now for the final part. Trying to keep my starters relatively the same level, as you can tell. Alrighty, now we return. This opens all of them. Alrighty, from here, just go back. Ta-ta-ta. I just want to get the 8th gym badge already. Ta-ta-ta. Gimme, gimme, gimme. I want it now. Gimme, gimme, never gets. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, now we continue on from here. Oh man. Very cool, very cool. Easy peasy, just like that. And now we can finally move on. To the final gym leader. Brought to you by Pokemon Silver version. Oh wait, I skipped a step, didn't I? Oopsies. Alright, Fat Man has disappeared, so we know we're all in the clear for the final battle. And a Charmeleon, another Generation 1 starter, second evolution. And this is where I was just like, man, I want these guys on my team, damn it. It's no fair, huh? Whoops. Alright, now this damn cave. And this little puzzle here. Yeah. Just as annoying as I remember it. There we go. HM7. This is the main reason why I decided to come back here. That was the skip step that I was talking about. Damn it. I done fucked up. I done fucked up again. Oh my god. Let's do another fuck up, why don't we? Holy shit. Usually that doesn't happen, but whatever. Alright, 1, 2. There we go. Ha ha ha. Okay. I got pretty good lucky. Okay, let's get this taken care of. Damn, why would I do that? Yeah, I'm flustered from that fucking fuck up fest that I just did. Jesus. Much better. There we go. Yep, it's 5:31 in the morning, that's for damn sure. If I screwed up so badly on that. Jesus. Missing something? Okay, never mind. God, I hate this area. Okay, moving on along. Bada bing, bada boom. Alright, heal up, and now it is time to duel the final gym leader. Hail to the yeah. I guess I'll cheese my way through it. Powdered snow. Who would have figured that snow would be defeating dragons? Huh. More of these damn puzzles, I'll tell you what. Oh yeah, I definitely remember this one. I was sitting outside of an appointment, actually, when I got to here, and yeah, it was pretty fucking intense, and I need to focus. I actually have to ice beam that one. Alright. And this is how we do it. Oh yeah, that's right. We need a mix of electricity and ice, just like last time. Although my very, very first time, I just tried to power my way through it using Typhlosion and such. Did not go very well. But I got lucky at one point and used a pretty good strategy and made my way through it. But my very first time, man, it was not easy at all. And I definitely made sure to overlevel myself because it was getting to the point of ridiculousness. But it's all good. It's mainly that Kingdra, I think it was, that gave me the biggest issue. That was what really did me in. I was not expecting a Kingdra. I don't think anyone was really, but it's whatever. Alrighty, here we go. It's time to go versus Claire, the 8th gym leader. Can we do it? Yes, we can. Here we are once again. Just ice beam these guys and it'll be all good to go. Because I think when I first went on, I was around this level, about 40, 45, Typhlosion wise. Whereas the rest of my team was pretty sure it was in the high 30s, like 38 and such. So the levels were relatively close to the absolute first time I ever did this back in the Game Boy Color day. And that's when I lost, obviously. And then I went and trained all of them to level 50 and up. As you can imagine, I did that with the sole intention on just powering right through it. I was like, there is no way in hell that a level 40 is gonna wipe me out like that. I still ended up ironically having a hard time, but you know, it still worked out. Hell yeah. Good shit. Okay, now we go and finish it out with another mini quest, side quest. Getting that escape rope at the ready. Okay, so who's gonna be my whirlpooler? I guess. Yeah, better than tackle. May as well prepare waterfall too, now that I'm at it. Oh wow, so Blastoise is the only one. Interesting. Alright, and there we go. Done beat Claire. Now we go back to New Barktown to get our prize. And there we go. 8 gym leaders defeated. Good stuff. Okay, now to really complete the game. To finish this out, I gotta go versus the Elite Four. Grinded and grinded, and now we're here. So, time to do this. Get my starters there. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Well, here goes nothing. I remember the first time that I crossed over here. I was like, what in the world is going on? I was absolutely fascinated by this. That there's a whole other area to go to. And again, Bulbasaur, Generation 1 starter. Why, again, I was questioning, How come I still haven't come across one? Why can't I get one? You know? And then it's like they tease even harder because look at this. It's all 3 of the evolutions, no less. Bulbasaur, Venusaur, and Ivysaur. So it gave me the impression that there is a possibility that I could get them. But nope, the only way to do that is by link cable trading. Or at least back then that was the only way. Alright. This guy. Well, from here it's pretty much one of them things where it doesn't really matter, I guess, if I kind of cheese my way through it, because I've already beat the main game, as it were. Oop. Didn't mean to do that. Oh well. This is more XP farming before you head out to the Elite Four, basically. Or at least that's how I see it. Because they're just throwing trainer after trainer after trainer at you. Yet another one. Thankfully, I discovered this person on my first time, you know, being here. Otherwise, it would have been a bad time. And Blastoise, yet another Generation 1 starter, 3rd evolution. Like, it's constantly teasing that, you know, these Pokemon that you can't get in the game unless you trade it from Generation 1 cartridges. It wasn't very nice of them to do that. But hey, now I get to make videos like this, so you know what? Fuck it. Alrighty, almost there, kinda. Getting there, getting there. Oh yeah, that's right, I have to get that repel going. Rival trainer time, almost. The final-ish rival battle will be coming up. Alright, here we go. One last time before the Elite Four. Yeah, you're not gonna do very good there, fella. Super effective. And this is what I was talking about before, the metagame strategy, and how usually this is done with Kadabra or Alakazam. See if he's not, you know, weak against the elemental punches. Well, there's always Psychic. Wow. Still so balanced, and the speed is really good too. Thunder, punch, 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 punch. See you later, Gator. Alrighty. And so we have made it. Alright, so... I guess here we go. Alrighty, now that some grinding has been done, some good old-fashioned fun, now we can move on furthermore. Make sure I got my priorities here to how I want them. Still looking good. Cool, cool, cool. My two starters and, of course, Mew. Kind of getting the priority in the training department. Alright, so from here we move on to the ghost guy. Oh, motherfucker. Ay, ay. Pidgey, my good friend. My old good friend. I remember getting Pidgeot and all that. From here is where you find out you can trade from red version, yellow version, blue version. And you could legitimately get your Squirtle or whatever to overheat onto silver version. Alright, so the first thing I'll do is get these HM. This is more of an elemental battle, a variant, so I'm just gonna go and do that. See if it's not weak to any of the punches, it'll at least handle Psychic. Oh shit, that's right. Oops. Alright. Now, he's completely immune to that, so now I'm being made to choose one or the other kind of thing. Alright, and then we get over here. Obviously, there's that. Hell yeah. Get me my HM. Alright, that's out of the way. Now I can move on to the gym. I remember I was actually sitting at a laundromat, of all places, when I initially came in for this particular gym battle. And while my parent was doing the laundry there, I was sitting in some old little rocking chair, because that's what they had there. And I just remember I was versing all these Haunters and Ghastlies, and I was just using Ember like I am right now to battle them. I specifically remember the smell of the laundromat, and you know, how I was kind of getting nervous about versing these guys and whatnot. It's just how intense it kind of felt, I guess, is the best way I can put it. Very fond memory of this particular gym because of that. And so every time I'm at the 14th Street Tom's location, or the laundromat itself, just for the sake of nostalgia, I always come back to this particular memory of this particular gym, strictly because it stuck with me so much, because it was such an intense battle for me. So this particular gym has a sentimental value in connection to a laundromat of the Traverse City area. And the cool thing is I've been in there as of this year, 2025, and they still have that old rocking chair. And so I think that's pretty cool, actually. You know, it's really nice. It brings a lot of endorphins to me, I guess. Anyway, that all out of the way. We have ourselves the reenactment of that particular day, I guess. Here we go. And he talks a lot. Okay, there we go. Whew. Ghastly versus the classic Flame Wheel of Doom. You can't handle the flame wheel. I thought I was all super powerful because of the flame wheel. If only I had, like, flamethrower, that would really be over the top. But that doesn't come until way later, obviously. Oh, way to go, homie. Oh, and this is the main event guy. If I can beat this guy, I'm good. Gengar. Yep, still tanky as ever. Oh, using mean luck. That's rude. That's fine, though. I got this. At least you didn't try to use hypnosis or anything like that. Alright, now the last Haunter and I'll be all good. Interestingly enough, this battle's going a lot easier than when I was younger. And I am around the same level, no less. So that's really interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. Wow, that went much easier. Holy crap, I was 35 or something like that when I originally had this for the first time. Huh, it must be because of the whole mean look thing, I guess, I don't know. Oh well. Alright, so now we can move on. Alright, heal up, and now that I can use Surf, I can go this way. Alright, see how I do against these fellers. Oh boy. Obviously I want to use my homie. Hell yeah. War Turtle. Now see, back in the day I didn't go this way. I may have actually, never mind, I did go this way, but I got nervous about stuff, so I actually ended up just going the other way. So the way that the game usually intends you to go, I guess you could say. Because when it came to the Lake of Rage and all that, I was like, crap. But speaking of that, may as well get that out of the way. All these damn sand shrews and shit. Okay. Crap. There we go. Alright. And now these two up here. Just straight up battle them because fuck it. Nice. Oh, crap. Oh, okay, cool. And now, the Lake of Rage. The iconic moment for everyone that had Generations 2. Here we go. The Gyarados. The shiny Gyarados. Interestingly enough, throughout the entire time that I played my original Silver version on the Game Boy Color all the way through SP, I never had another shiny encounter, which I find very interesting. But that just goes to show how rare it is to have that happen. But of course, as you would imagine, to no one's surprise, I added that Gyarados to my team, thinking that because it was red, it was somehow better than the blue one I already had, but, you know, little person logic, as they say. Alright, get this side quest out of the way. Well, I guess it's not too much of a side quest, it's actually part of the main storyline. This is just XP farming, if you ask me, because this is a little bit redundant in regard to how easy it is, really. Of course, that's when I was younger, and I'd really get a lot of XP because of all the battles I was having, but you can easily just turn it off over here. Hell yeah. Alright, so that puts an end to that. Alright, so now I can go and pass these and not have any problem. assholes. Alright. Now time to get some passwords, I guess. War turtle. That's so cool how Ditto can do that. Here's password number 1. Alright, that's done. And then up here. Alright, got the 2 passwords. Cool, cool, cool. Ah, yeah. Classic. And now for the main event of the evening. Alrighty. As you can imagine, as a youngin', it took me a long time to figure out to talk to that damn thing to get the last password needed. Hell yeah. Good shit. Murkrow. Yeah, I could just flame wheel it. Okay. Hopefully they don't self-destruct. That would suck. And it did. Good stuff. And that's how it's done. Alright, get on out of here. With that done, that leaves it so I can go and verse this gym leader out of order if I want to. Which I may as well. Already here. Although Raku will be coming in handy, but we'll see. Oh, crap. Yep, this is where Raku will come in handy. Damn. Okay. Jinx. That's funny. It's like a big square. Just in case. Alright, time for the 7th gym leader. This could be difficult, but it depends on how he uses his attacks. Alright. Fantastic. Some electricity and fire do well, real well here, I'll tell you what. Put in that flame wheel. Burn them up. Bam. Hits me with the icy one. Haha. Just gonna bring you back right to where we started, homie. Yeah, I remember this being relatively easy even as a kid, but I was still kind of nervous because of the fact that it is, you know, the 7th gym leader, for Christ's sakes. Well, that was cool. Now I just need my electricity and I'm all set to go. Now initially though, I will say, when I was younger, I thought this was going to be purely ice types. I did not expect these water types to also be involved, but I adapted. So it worked out in the end. Alrighty. Let's see where I'm at. Yep. Went from 4 to 7. That's funny. Oh man. But I do want fly, obviously, so I gotta go and get that. So I'll heal up. At least I won't have to deal with this later on. I can just basically walk through this city and go to the ice cave kind of thing. I guess I'll dink around for a while here. In this patchy area. Grind out for a little bit. Okay, so Koga, I'm gonna use fire type relations, obviously. So as per usual, I start out with Tasflosion. Hell yeah. So it kind of gives you a false impression because you see this ice down here and you're thinking, huh, must be ice or something like that, but nope. Interesting. What happened to Ariados being one of the first? Interesting. Maybe I just misremembered. Ah, well. Either way, we got this. As I know, I used fire Tasflosion heavily during this one. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of Koga that had Ariados. Derp. Yep. It's 8:34 a.m. Been up all night, I can tell. Mixing up my guys. I've been playing this most of my life, and I'm still mixing them up. Okay. Awesome. Whatever. It was the thunder type that was heavily used because of the flying. Okay. That makes more sense. Alrighty. Cool, cool. Fire punch him. Because this is how we do it. Just like that. Alright, now my heavily used Tasflosion battle shall begin with Koga. Alright, cool. There's that Ariados. Wham! Deadly effective. Yep, Fortress, just like I remember. Okay. Back to Tasflosion. Flame wheel this motherfucker. And then we go electric. There we go. Easy peasy. And that's how Koga is did. And then of course Bruno. You can go the psychic route or you can use a flying type, but Articuno kinda has everyone's number because I got flying and ice. I guess we're just playing this game. Jesus Christ. Hitmonchan. See, now he's using Onyx, but I got Ice Beam for that. Wabam, damn. And that's how that's done. Bruno was always the easiest for me. Karen is always the hardest. Oh man. I'll try to brute force it. Yeah, I didn't think so. Murkrow can be murked by that. Cool. And obviously, Flame Wheel the shit out of that. And then use Surf. Take care of that. Yep, that was the one that did the most damage, no surprise. Oops. Alright then. Looks like we're all good to go for next round. Here we go. Here goes nothing. The legendary last duel, the Dragonites that are underleveled and have outrage well before they should. Haha. Gyarados, that's what it was, okay. Naturally, Thunder Punch him. That should be a double. No surprise. Ah yeah, here we go. Ice Punch all of his Dragonites. It's doubly effective as well. Yet another Dragoonite. Taking that from the Legend of Dragoon. For the uncultured swines out there. Aerodactyl, huh? Another Ice Punch will double up on this guy. See ya. Charizard. Well, actually, I could just Thunder Punch him. Ooh, he survived it. Well, he has Charizard, so it makes sense. Not too surprising. Oh, that fucking critical hit, damn. One last Dragonite to be Ice Punched. And there we have it. Hell to the yeah. Alright. Ha ha ha. Good stuff. And there we have it, folks. Main game beat. With my custom team. Hell yeah. Well, that was fun.